Alright, so I just finished week 23. I think I accidentally misspoke last week and said it was 23, but this week was week 23 of my 18-month program. And let's see. So I'm struggling to get back on track with the diet. Sometimes this happens, like whenever I'm on track, I can really be on track until I fall off, and then it's just really hard for me to get started on things again. So I'm hoping to get on track this week. So I say that because like, yeah, I don't think any of the days I didn't follow my meal plan that I had been following. Yeah, I did eat fewer calories last week, but I gained more weight. So that's why I think last week I would have lost weight no matter what, just because I think that was the part in my cycle where I would naturally drop weight. So even though I had higher calories last week, I still lost weight from the previous week. But then this week, even though I had lower calories, I gained some weight. So I don't know, I am feeling more like I do want to get back on the meal plan. Like I think it's going to be easier this coming week because, like, for instance, today I was hungry this morning, but whereas like last week I would be hungry and I'd be like craving specific things, and I knew that they were things that like weren't on my meal plan, so I just kind of gave into it. It was pretty high carb week last week, but today I was like hungry, but I wasn't having like any specific cravings. So I was trying to think, because I was like, well, I've already been off track all week, you know, today's Sunday, so I can just be off track today and then, you know, get back on it Monday. But I'm not craving anything in particular. So when I was trying to think, I'm like, okay, well, what do I want to eat today? Like, just nothing was coming to mind. So I think because I'm in that mindset, because I'm not really having any cravings, that I'm just gonna start it today. I'm gonna stick to the meal plan today. I've already had my protein shake, and so tonight I'm just gonna try to eat on my meal plan, I think, and I think I should be able to do it, and hopefully that will get me back into, you know, I can follow it this next week, but we'll see. Anything notable? I will say over the last couple of weeks I've been putting on weight, and I have been eating more calories, and I haven't been following my macros, but I feel like I'm building muscle still. So, and I think maybe part of the reason, maybe it is the more calories, but like especially in my arms, like I'm feeling like they're looking more defined now without me even flexing. So like you can kind of see my shoulder is starting to pop out here, and like my bicep if I do flex, and I'm like, just with me like moving my arms normally without flexing, like you can start to see my muscle definition. And my roommates kind of made comments on it a couple times. He would just see me like just moving my arms normally, and he's like, wow, I can like see your muscles now, that's crazy. But maybe it could have been the more calories, and maybe I've kind of changed up my workout a little bit. I don't know, I've really been liking the assisted pull-up machine. So some of the different exercises that were similar to ones that I could do on the assisted pull-up machine, I've kind of switched them out for that. Like some of my bicep curls, instead of like, I don't know, I don't like doing curls, but I don't mind doing like chin-ups, and those seem to really like target my biceps a little bit more. So I've been spending a lot of time on the assisted pull-up machine. I really like it. So I'll do like regular pull-ups, and I'll do chin-ups, and then I'll do wide grip pull-ups, which I did that. And so I don't really like the lat pull downs. And so I think the day that I was supposed to do those, there was like somebody on the machine. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just do some wide grip pull-ups. So I don't know if that's what's caused like the big changes that I'm noticing in like my arms. But that's one thing. And then the second thing that I've done that I think may be helping me to build some more muscle is, I think I talked about this before, instead of doing like a full-on rest day, I've been doing an active rest day, which is even more active than like I think most people would call an active rest day, because I think usually on those people would like do some cardio or whatever, but not do a full workout. But I've been doing workouts on my active rest days, but just like I've just been doing like one what, I need to get the terminology right, not one rep, but just, so like normally I'll have my exercise that I'm doing and I'll do, what's the word for it, sets. I would do like multiple sets of the same workout. But on my like active rest day, I will just pick the workouts that I like, but just do one set of each one. So I'll do like 10 different things just depending on what I feel like, but I'll just do like one set of pretty high reps. And I don't know, since I've started doing that and not having like 2 rest days a week and replacing that with just 2 days of just me doing the exercises that I like and just kind of taking it easy, not doing heavy weights, just doing high reps, it does seem like, I don't know, that's kind of helped me progress over taking the rest days. And I know like people say like rest days are so important for recovery, but I don't know. I feel like I don't work out as hard as I should during the week right now, and those are helping me to stay on track, even though I do need to like really push more in my weekly workouts. But I don't know, I feel like I'm doing pretty good. I feel like, you know, I've kind of talked about how I feel, you know, some days even though I've lost like inches or weight, like some days I'll feel chubbier. I would say I feel like that right now. I do feel kind of chubby, at least in my midsection. My arms, like, I feel like they're awesome. Like, this is the best, like, my arms have ever looked, so I think. But, yeah, still struggling with getting the diet back on track, but I don't know. I don't feel like I've, like, regressed that much, even though my weight has gone up a little bit, so I'm not like really that concerned about it. But I am going to try to get back on my diet this week and see how it goes, and I'll just keep adjusting it. I've still got, like I said, I'm in week 23. I've still got a lot of weeks to play around with things before we like officially start shredding, so yeah, I don't know, we'll see what the measurements look like. Okay, so just running through the apps real quick, I'll show you how my weight was. So yeah, if you remember this week, you know, I had gotten down like a month ago when I was sticking to my diet consistently. Like my weight had just been dropping, you know, every week. My average weight was going down till I got to that, you know, 134.9, and then it went up, even though I was still on my diet that week of May 14th through the 20th, I think. And then the next week it went up, but I expected that because I went off the diet. And then the next week it went down, even though my calories were even higher, which I think that was just going to be my lower weight week anyway. And then this week, yeah, it kind of started out, for whatever reason, that Sunday I was 135.7, and then it kind of like went up, and then for some reason today it went back down. So I don't know, like it just goes up and down. So I don't know, I can't really explain it. But like whenever I'm on my diet, it's definitely going consistently down. So that leads me to believe that, you know, that 1700 is puts me in a calorie deficit. And if I'm above the 1700 or if I'm like 17 to 2000 calories or whatever, that's, I don't know. But this week I ate, my average weekly calories was 25-26. So I was hitting over 2000 almost every day. So, and I was kind of gaining weight, but I wasn't, I don't know. We're just going to keep going and I'll get it figured out, I guess. The weight doesn't really matter. It's more about how I look and feel. So I don't know. Let's go to my Fitness Pal. So yeah, actually my calories this week were pretty high, but if you remember last week, there was a couple days that I was over 3,000, or close to 3,000. This week I was up there too, so yeah, I don't know. And then my macros, my carbs were really high this week. 51% was carbs. My fats were a little bit lower than last week, so it was more carbs and a little bit less fats, a little bit less protein. But I was still hitting over 100 grams a day for my protein typically. Looks like not yesterday, but yeah, I don't know. Still gonna be playing around with it, try to get back to consistency this week, but we will see how it goes, and I will go do my measurements now. All right, so here's where we're at. About the same as always. And then for the measurements, all right. So my band has been staying between 30 and 31 for quite a while. Oh, this one's torn. Let me get my other measuring tape. I think my cat got a hold of that other one. So we are at 30 and a half. So that's what I said. It's been kind of between 30 and 31. So this week it's a ½ inch higher than last week. And then last week this was 34. This week is 34, staying the same. Last week was 30 and a quarter, which was up. I feel like like I said, I feel chubby this week, so I feel like if I have a change, it's gonna be here. So let's see. Did I do that right? It's under 30. Belly button, not too tight, not too loose. Okay, that's about right at 30, I would say. So I didn't gain there. My hips have been around 38 for a while. So maybe my weight gain is muscle. I don't know. So yeah, this is about the same as last time. It's like right at 38 and a quarter. So yeah, like 2 weeks ago it was 38 and last week it was 38 and a quarter. Looks like that's the same. I don't know if you've seen my roommate, but he's like a muscle guy, and he was like looking at my thighs and he was like, I think your thighs are about the same size as mine. And I'm like, well, and we measured it and his are only a little bit bigger than mine. So he's like, man, you're catching up with me. I gotta get in the gym. So yeah, now it's 21 and a quarter. Yeah, my thighs have been around 21. Last week it was 21 and a half. So they've been staying around there, but I do think they're definitely, a lot of it is muscle now. I think before there was quite a bit of fat on my thighs, and now a lot of it's turned into muscle, I think. So anyway, good to know. Even though I'm gaining weight, I think some of it is muscle since I'm working out still consistently, so not really worried about that. But I do want to get back on a regular diet, not just because I want to be losing weight, but because I liked, it was easier to stay on it when I was really busy with work and school, because it was just, I didn't have to think about it. And I think I've just had too much free time since my classes ended and everything. So, and then it's been harder, like when my roommate brings food home, or like he'll be like, oh, I'm gonna go to Taco Bell, and then I'm like, okay, I'll get Taco Bell. But yeah, I need to get back focused on work again, and it's just kind of nice to already have your meals planned out and not have to think about it. So I think that's another reason that I'm like, I want to get back onto the meal prepping and sticking to that, because one, it's easier to track whenever you've already got all your stuff in there. So whenever I go off of it, you know, I've got to like plug new things in and everything. And so yeah, I think I just want to take the mental load off of myself for having to track and think about what I'm eating this week. But I don't know, we'll see how it goes. That's what I said last week, but I didn't do it. So we'll see how this week goes.